Hey guys, today I'll teach you about improvising using triads, but not so much playing just the 1-3-5 on each chord, something a bit more sophisticated, how to use triads basically as upper structures, or using these shapes but over different chords. It's a really cool concept. It sounds something similar to this. I hope you get the idea. Basically, I was simply using triads, but in weird and interesting places within the chords. And to demonstrate the thought, let me show you this. And what this explains is how triads can highlight different harmonic functions within the chord. For example, here's E minor. And if I play it with the root of C, you get C major 7, right? Okay, so basically now what I'll do is I'll play different types of C major 7s. If I want the 5-7-9 of C major 7, I'll play a G triad, like this. And you hear it's getting a bit more overtones and less chord tones. If I want the 7-9 in sharp 11, I can play B minor. And if I want a C that has the 9, sharp 11, and 13, I can play D over C, like this. You hear this really cool, strong sound. So triads can really help you get more interesting sounds after your chords. Let me show you an extreme harmonic example. I'm using just triads on the top strings, and you'll hear like 8 bars of All Things You Are with much more interesting shadings, and I'll show you how to do this in improv structurally, okay? So do this. Okay, so that was a somewhat advanced example of me using upper structure triads to get those interesting sounds. But let me show you stuff like to help you just get into it and just understand how this works. So now, take a look at the second board. And here, I've arranged something more systematic, which is I'd like to use triads just as 3, 5, and 7, just so my brain can unhinge the relationship between the chord and the triad, so I can think about the bass separately and a triad separately. So I know that if I play a major chord on the third, on All Things You Are, I'll get F minor 7, but I'm rethinking of it as A flat with an F bass, okay, like this, and I'll practice playing this in voice leading. So this is basically All Things You Are. I'm just playing 3-5-7, but I'm playing it as a separate upper structure. This will prepare me for improv. Okay, so I'll do this. So this is All Things You Are. I'll just play the triads first. Okay, let me do it one more time, and you can actually see the voicings, how it's played on the guitar. So here's A flat, D flat, G diminished, C, F minor, B diminished. Okay, so that's a first good exercise for you, just to play chords where you separate out the bass. You write the triad that creates the 3-5-7 of each chord, and you play it with and without bass. Okay, that's actually that was a mistake. Okay, that's a very cool first step, because what it does is it helps you think about triads as breaking down chords into triads plus basses. And remember, the triads can be more interesting. And as you get better at this, I'd like to show you like the more advanced example, which is this one. And here what I did is I wrote a harmonically more advanced freestyle of triads that I chose over these chords. They all function, if you analyze each chord, for example, the E flat gives me 7, 9, 11 over F minor, the A flat gives me 3, 5, 7, all kinds of interesting things here. On the E flat, I chose D flat minor, which will give me a 7, a flat 9, and an 11, like a suspension sound. And together it sounds like this. Okay, now let me play it in double the time of that, and you can watch the fingers, hopefully. Just a second so I can see it. Okay, so. Okay, and when you analyze the functions, all these triads make a lot of sense within the functions of the chords. So the upper structures are the blue lines above the chords. And of course, the next step is what I did in the beginning. Take something of that nature and try to improvise on the triads written on top. Let me try to sort of stick to these triads, and I really suggest you try to do the same. I hope you get the idea. So basically, I was just playing arpeggio-y types of things over the triads. Okay, so let me summarize. I think there's a lot of important stuff here. Step one is remembering that triads can work or function in very different ways within the chord. And I showed you systematically the triad functioning as the 1, and then on C major 7, 3, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9, 9, 11, 13, how to get those higher sounds. And then I suggested an exercise where you'll play just bass plus 3, 5, 7 of the chords in voice leading. And the final thing is triad freestyle, where you pick interesting shadings of chords and you try to improvise on the arpeggios of the upper structures, okay? This is a tall order, of course, it takes time. And if you haven't, please watch my 4-part series on mastering triads on this channel, because you really need to be good with the inversions to survive these more advanced lessons. So please, as usual, like and subscribe and share, and feel free to ask me questions. I love teaching this stuff. I consider it a very positive thing in the world. So thanks so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye, guys.